Using a practical guide to meditation and prayer by We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be using a practical guide to meditation and prayer by We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be using a practical guide to We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be a practical guide to We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be a practical guide to We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be a guide We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be a guide We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to We are really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to be really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to really going to get more into prayer and meditation with this study, and so we're going to meet at 7 o'clock instead of 7:30 that Wednesday, so that we can have a half an hour of meditation before we start the book study. So please plan on attending that. I have ordered the books. They should be in here this week, and if you want us to save you one, there's a sign-up sheet in the lobby. Women of Unity will meet next Monday, January the 10th at 7 o'clock. And that's for members, our business meeting, and then our program is at 7:30. And we're going to plan coming together to really work on the promotion of the Indigo movie, which is coming up. That's listed in your newsletter this month. For the end of the month, we will be showing this. It will be a premiere showing here at our church and all over the country on that particular day, the 29th of January. So we are going to plan on having refreshments after some of the showings, and really are going to provide that. So we need to get together and do some planning for that, and probably also look at one of the promotional CDs of the movie. The men's group will also meet this month on Saturday, January the 22nd at 9 a.m. They have a nice breakfast meeting and fellowship, and sometimes they also will join in some of the jobs that might need to be done here around the church. There's also a sign-up sheet for that. Next Sunday is our healing service Sunday. That's always the second Sunday for the most part of the month. We are going to make a change this time in that the healing service will be incorporated right in the regular Sunday service. So that's going to be a nice change that I think you will all enjoy. I do also want to let you know that the World Healing Service was taped. If there's anyone that would wish a copy of that, you can sign up in the lobby for that. Also, our candlelighting service was taped. If there's anyone that would like a copy of that. I believe they were just done on cassette tape, so I don't think we'll have CDs available. Excuse me, but we will have cassettes available. And then the last announcement here is about the Indigo movie. Please mark your calendars for January the 29th. And the 30th, we are going to have showings on Saturday and Sunday. I believe tickets will be available for purchase at $10 a piece next Sunday. This is going to be also a fundraiser for the Women of Unity and our Youth of Unity. That's our Uniteens group. They always need a lot of funds to attend their rallies and conferences, so this is also going to help them out too. We send half the proceeds to the promoters of the movie, and the church keeps the other half. So we do hope that you will support it. This is really an interesting movie. I will have more of the Indigo books in here too this week if anyone has an interest in those. And that concludes our announcements. Rick will speak to a couple other announcements that I didn't touch on this morning a little later. But we are going to have special music now, and Ron's going to play for us a sonata.
If you hear any rolling noises while I play, this is probably Mozart rolling.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much. You know, I love music. And a year or so ago, we got the idea that we wanted to enjoy more and more music here. And to that end, we began a concert series. Last year, in January, we enjoyed Kurt Kopinski, who does a magnificent job with the harp, and it was just a thrill. In July, we had Dwayne Briggs, a Grammy-nominated performer here in a concert outside. And this year, in January, on January 8th, that's next Saturday, folks, we continue this concert series with a pair of performers that I think you're really going to enjoy. We'll be inviting Tina Bergman and Brian Thomas here. Tina plays a hammered dulcimer, and if you've not heard this before, you're in for a very treat. Brian plays a large stand-up bass, and the combination of the two creates a magnificent, magnificent sound. I wanted to share with you just a little snippet of the kind of music that they play. They have 2 CDs out. One is called These Winter Joys, which is a perfect close to our holiday season. The tree will still be up next week and the sanctuary decorated, and it's kind of our relaxing moment after a fairly harried holiday season. It's a joy to be together. They also have a CD called All Roads Lead Home. I want to share with you a piece that you're going to probably recognize as a holiday piece. It's called Ding Dong Merrily on High, and it's a 16th century French dance tune. And we'll just get a minute or two of it so you get a feel for that kind of music. Okay. Volume up. Kind of happy stuff, huh? I thought you'd enjoy that. So if you would, if you know that you're going to be here next week, there's a sign-up sheet out in the hallway. So please make a note and let us know that you're going to be here so we can prepare appropriately. They're going to play 2 sets. The first set may use some of this particular kind of music, and then they'll do some other kinds of things, including some with a Latin beat to it. Some really fun stuff. There'll be a break in between where we'll be serving some lovely desserts and fine coffees. And you'll have an opportunity, if you like, to meet the artists, and they'll autograph CDs if you'd like to do that as well. So that's pretty powerful. The other announcement that I get to share with you, I get to share because of the technological issues involved. It is simply this. For those of you who are involved in our Mystics and Scholars class, that got kind of heavy. You might have known that. Some of the stuff got pretty deep. And to be brutally honest, some of the speakers were kind of boring. There were a couple of yeses I heard. You know? Well, sometimes the scholarly folks get that way, and that's all right. We're going to I almost hesitate to say, we're going to resume that class, but it's going to look a little different. And I want to share with you a little bit about how it's going to look differently, and we'll do that with a little bit of technology. We've acquired some DVDs that were produced by the Biblical Archaeology Society, and although we'll be addressing some of those questions that scholars ask, we'll do it at the backdrop of some incredible video of the Holy Land. So I want to share with you just a little bit about how that's going to work, and we'll go from there. this presumes here we go. An archaeological search for Jesus. Line 2 on. 2.
I'm Herschel Shanks, editor of Biblical Archaeology Review, and this is an archaeological search for Jesus. We're going to visit 3 places in this documentary: Galilee, where Jesus grew up and taught; Jerusalem, where he died and rose; and Qumran, home of the Dead Sea Scrolls, which help us to understand the religious world in which Jesus proclaimed the kingdom of God.
A little more volume, Lynn.
I want to be clear about one thing at the outset. We're not looking for the bones of Jesus. We don't even have much direct archaeological evidence that he walked this earth. What we have is lots and lots of evidence about the world he lived in. For example, we'll see a street he undoubtedly walked on in Bethsaida. We'll see steps leading up to the Temple Mount in Jerusalem that he almost certainly ascended. But as startling as these are, we may learn even more about Jesus by looking at life during the time he lived in Galilee in the 1st century A.D. Another thing I want to say at the outset: I'm not a Christian. I'm Jewish. I thought long and hard about whether I'm the right person to make this documentary, but I finally decided to do it precisely because our focus is archaeological, not theological. Perhaps only a believing Christian can penetrate into the spiritual meaning and depth of the life and death of Jesus. But this documentary is about his life here on earth at a particular time. We will be talking to many scholars, both Christian and Jewish, and they would all agree that when it comes to archaeology, it makes no difference whether you're Jewish or Christian. There's another reason why it doesn't matter. Jesus grew up and lived in a Jewish world. If you want to understand Jesus, you have to understand the Jewish world in which he lived. And that's a lot of what we'll be doing. The first question I explored was whether Jesus
more fun. That there were 2 yeahs out loud. Did you hear those? We got some good stuff and had some great interaction in the previous weeks. This will last for us 5 weeks. There are 5 parts to this. That takes us into the first week in February, and at that time, folks, Lent begins. Easter is very early, so we'll do a Lenten study at that time. But a lot of exciting things to come in the days to come here. So always take a good look at your insert in your bulletin to find out what's happening. And we look forward to seeing you. All right. Bye. It's a pleasure to see you all. I might begin by saying Happy New Year's to each of you, and then ask the question, have you made your New Year's resolutions? And I hope most of you answer no. Because by now we've probably reached a place in life where we recognize that New Year's resolutions, if we're lucky, last until Valentine's Day. Each year I make one New Year's resolution again, and that is that I won't make any more New Year's resolutions. And I know that sounds silly, but I believe that they are not necessarily productive. And the reason they're not productive is they are, for the most part, a simple intellectual decision that we make about how we're going to run our lives. And in that we end up missing a crucial idea. Any change that takes place in the life of an individual, the life of an organization, or a nation must take place in the consciousness of the individual or the group. And so what's really necessary to bring about change is a prayer process, and the best process that I know is what I call a prayer of release. We let go of the stuff from the previous year and from previous experiences that are no longer meaningful to us or productive to us. Now, productive is an interesting word. When I say productive, I really mean producing the results that we want. Because consciousness and awareness always produces. We are co-creators with God. The Spirit of God moves in us and through us to bring forth good. And as such, if we don't like what we're getting, it's because of what's happening inside of us. We're either creating it or drawing it to us in some way that creates something we're not happy with. So, like any good garden, if you don't like what's coming up, you get in there and you do some weeding and prepare the soil for a new seed and then look forward to the harvest of what it is that you want. Now, we're pretty smart folks. I love this weather, don't you? There are one or two that have told me that they want some more snow, but I like 55-degree Januaries. It makes me think of spring, it makes me think of gardening, and as you know, we've all done some gardening. We've all done something. If not, we're at least intellectually aware of the fact that if you put a specific kind of seed in the ground, a radish seed, that you're going to get radishes. We know that. The solid soil of what I call God mind or consciousness works the same way. Whatever we put in is what we get. Jesus was real clear in his ministry. He said it this way in the Sermon on the Mount. He said, "And do not swear by your head, for it cannot make one hair white or black." In other words, that's not going to change things. "But let your word be yes, yes, or no, no." What we say yes to in life is what we end up with. What we say no to in life tends to disappear from our life. So rather than make New Year's resolutions today, what I would prefer us do is engage in what I call a prayer of release. Yes and no, to me, mean very simply this. The things in my mind, my consciousness, my awareness that I think have created experiences that I don't want to re-experience, I need to say no to. I cannot continue to plant those kind of seeds in my consciousness, my mind and heart. If I do so, just like radishes, I'm going to get the same stuff. This is a time of year when we realize we can begin again. Wipe the slate clean and start over. And I don't care what your life experiences is or where you've been, we all have this ability. And it all comes from being able to say yes to life and no to the stuff that we don't want. Yes, yes, no, no. That's a prayer process for me. I think of it in terms of affirmation and denial. And both are necessary. If we're going to do the weeding work and get rid of the stuff we don't work, we do that via a denial. I have one that is a favorite of mine. I'll share it with you. I didn't write it, can't take credit for it. Emily Cady did. And it's so broad spectrum that it does it all. When people talk about working in the garden. They talk about herbicides or those kind of things that are broad spectrum. In other words, they keep anything from growing up. It's that kind of prayer. And what it says is in a denial, and a denial is nothing more than looking at life in such a fashion as to say, this I hereby release. I'm going to lay hold of a new idea and a new concept. And it simply says this: there is nothing in the world that is greater than that is within me. All that means is whatever challenge I'm facing, whatever I'm going through, whatever problem I have, there's something in me that's greater than that. Now my problem is, in the garden of my mind, where I've planted the seed for good, I've dropped a big rock on it. And this gentle shoot that I want to break into expression in my life is thwarted from that. So the process of denial is simply moving those rocks, getting rid of the things that stand in the way of the expression of good. I'll do this. It's not Easter, you know that. But there's a wonderful story that I have told for years. I've done it occasionally, and I've gotten some phone calls about it. People got upset with me. I would put in the newspaper a lesson title for Easter on Easter Sunday that says, the stone was never there. You know the story, there's a stone blocking the tomb. What do you mean the stone was never there? Well, the stone was never there in Jesus' mind. He never saw that sense of limitation. And that's what denial does for us. We don't pick up rocks and move them. We stop seeing them. And when we stop seeing them, they can no longer thwart the expression of good. Now, my suggestion is each one of us have an idea in our mind of what's kind of holding us back in some way. You probably even entertained the idea of a New Year's resolution. I have an idea that I'm working with, and I'll share it with you. I want to live a life that is healthier. You see, and when I dress like this, you don't notice it. Because a suit jacket like this covers all kinds of stuff. Had you seen me yesterday, relaxed, in a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt, you would think, my, isn't that an interesting growth above your belt? Now, if I'm going to make any permanent change in my life, a New Year's resolution to put aside sweets isn't going to be enough. What I need to do is lay hold of an idea that says I can live a healthy, happy, prosperous life. Prosperity doesn't necessarily mean a second piece of pie. But if that's the way I define it, I'm going to try and experience it that way. And in one sense, I'm going to have a prosperous look. Not necessarily the one that I want, because I don't believe it's a healthy one. So that's what I'm going to have to deal with. I have to, in this new experience, begin to say yes to life in one way and no to life in another. The only way I can do that is with a prayer of release. When you came into the room today, you were given an envelope, a little one. Does everybody have one? A couple of them dropped out of the bulletin, so please take a minute and see if you've got one. We're going to do what I call a prayer of release. This is a spiritual exercise. It's a symbolic act, but a powerful one. In just a moment, I'm going to ask Gary to play some meditative music. And during that time, we'll take a moment and I'll share with you some thought. And following that, he'll continue to play. And what I'd like you to do is inside the envelope, there's a little piece of paper. Okay? Now, I gave you a little piece of paper for a reason. This is not an opportunity for you to write a book about everything that's wrong in your life. Everything you want to let. What this is, what I want you to do is pick a word or two that represents the idea of that you want to let go of this year. That's Jesus' response of saying no. That's what I'm going to. Your response to life should be yes, yes, or no, no. This is the no. You know what? This is true. I think I was 13 years old before I realized that my middle name was Alan. I thought it was no. Every time I turned around, my mother was saying, Richard, no. And today that serves me. I didn't realize it was biblical. You've said that to your own children, is that right? Of course you have. Of course you have. On this sheet of paper, you write a word or two that represents that which you want to let go of. On the envelope, you write a word or two that represents that which you want to lay hold of. You know, if you had a garden and you went out and you weeded it and you prepared it for the new seed, you have to plant the new seed. Otherwise, what happens? What happens to the ground? Whatever seed that blows in takes root. And most of the time, that's weed seed. The same is true in terms of our minds and hearts. So I'm going to have to let go of some ideas, and I'm going to have to lay hold of some new ideas. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is just take a moment and just become still. If you feel like closing your eyes, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. And Gary, would you just kind of give us a little gentle, meditative music? So just take a moment and become still. Relax. And allow the Spirit of God that moves in and through you to reveal to you that which no longer serves. In like manner, allow that Spirit of God to reveal to you the new good that you wish to experience this year, the new seed that you shall plant in the garden of your mind and heart. Now, as the music continues, I invite you to enjoy a moment of silent reflection so that God might guide you. Let your attention return to this time and place. And as the music begins to fade away, we recognize that we are guided in perfect ways. I'm going to ask you to do something else with me, and that is this. Having at this point written a word or two on your little sheet of paper that you want to release, I'm going to ask you to come forward and burn the paper. Now, that may look a little frightening to some of you who have not been through this process before, because you're wondering, what am I going to do with it? All I see is a little candle that I can light my paper with, but then what am I going to do with it? Well, let me answer the question for you. The candle before you represents He who said, "I am the light of the world." It represents the presence of God, the Christ that lives in and through you. And when we let our light shine, no darkness can exist. Letting go is as simple as this. You take your piece of paper and you place it into the warmth and the light that is the Christ, and it's gone. Now, the beauty in this and the message in this is that there's nothing left. There's no ash, there's no residue, there's nothing. So when you let go fully and completely. Now, there's also a warning in this. Not in the activity that we're going to go through, but in the days to come. If you choose not to let go, you're going to get burned. The stuff is going to reappear in some fashion in your life. So what we're doing today is an act of hand and heart. It's a prayer with your eyes wide open to release and let go of that which has bound you and take on a new sense of freedom. With that, I'll ask Gary to share with us some music and for you to come forward by rows and release that which no longer serves you. make no mistake. We fade out, Gary. Yeah. Make no mistake. It's very easy to ask, well, how did he do that? And I know somebody did. And the answer is, well, I have this little store that I go to that sells magic supplies. And I really enjoy going there. And so the paper that you used was chemically treated in such a fashion as to disappear in that way. But make no mistake, there's no magic involved here. You and I are destined to live full and productive lives as children of God. God has given to us everything we will ever need to experience, and I'm going to reveal what's on my little paper, on my envelope. You don't have to. Do get something on yours. Do make sure you replace the idea that you released with something new. This is my prayer for me in the new year, and it's my prayer for you as well. That you and I, as a result of doing the work in consciousness, will experience health, wealth, and happiness. Happy New Year, as we say to one another, often includes the idea of, and may it be a healthy and prosperous one. Why do we do that? I think we do that because we know that's the way we're supposed to live. That's our destiny, here and now, and greater good than we can conceive of. If we can only get the stuff out of the way that has prevented the expression of good in our lives. And I suggest to you a prayer of release is how to do this. We do this every year on this Sunday. I'm going to suggest to you, you don't have to wait till next year. I've done this at home with small pieces of paper just before I put steaks on the grill. Why not? Shouldn't that be a prayerful experience too? This concept of letting go and taking hold is not something that we do once a year, but it becomes a daily practice. And what we did today is just symbolic. It's a prayer of hand and heart. You don't have to use the paper, but you have to engage the process if, in fact, you want to enjoy the good. In closing, what I want to do is take a minute and ask you once again to become still. And the purpose is that we might give thanks together, prayerfully, for the new good that's listed on our little envelopes. So once again, I invite you just to become still. And give thanks. We give thanks that the Spirit of God moves in us and through us to bring forth our desired good. We give thanks for health, for wealth, and for happiness. We give thanks for the realization that good is ever present. And we give thanks for ongoing expressions of truth. We give thanks that the garden of the mind brings forth a rich harvest of all that we desire. And as the seed in the garden grows with its own life, so the seed of our good grows and unfolds in perfect ways with a life all its own, a life that is of God. And so health, wealth, and happiness are ours We're grateful for this good. And for it we give thanks in the name of the Christ who indwells us. Amen. With that, friends, I invite you to join me in singing our Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
Thank you. Here it comes. How about that? We have an opportunity to participate in the great law of giving and receiving. The blessing we use for our tithes and offerings is this: divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. And so it is.
Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go of shame. Let go of fear. God knows your name. He is right here. Let go. Let go, be still. Let go of doubt. Let go of guilt. Let it all out. Let go of tension, find your space. Invite God into your sacred space. Find your own peace. Embrace yourself. Find your own peace. Find your own peace by letting go. Let go.
Let's take a moment now and dedicate these gifts. And we do so knowing that they are blessed with our love. We send them forth to do their perfect work, the upward, forward movement of this truth ministry. We dedicate them to the knowledge that all might know that they can begin again, and they begin again through a movement in consciousness, and good follows according to spiritual law. We bless the gift and the giver, and for both we give thanks in the name of the Christ. Amen. Thank you. Friends, I'll ask you to join me in our church blessing statement. Together, I give thanks that God is our instant, constant, and abundant source of all that we need to serve our congregation, our community, our region, and our world. So it is.
Let's please stand as we sing Wonderful Child.
I am love, I am joy, I am a wonderful child of God. I am peace, I am
harmony, I am a wonderful child of God. I am so wonderful, I am so wonderful, I am a wonderful child of God. I am so wonderful, I am so wonderful, I am a wonderful child of God. You are love, you are joy, you are a wonderful child of God. You are peace, you are harmony, you are a wonderful child of God. You are so wonderful, you are so wonderful, you are a wonderful child of God. You are so wonderful, you are so wonderful, you are a wonderful child of God. We are love, we are joy, we are wonderful children of God. We are peace, we are harmony, we are wonderful children of God. We are so wonderful, we are so wonderful, we are so wonderful children of God. We are so wonderful, we are so wonderful, we are wonderful children of God.
Take a moment and greet those around you.
Got an extra reverberation.
I know. Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? It's good to see you.
My first time here.
Yes, I'm Rick Schumacher. Yeah. It's Celebration Sunday, isn't it? I forgot about that. We have to do celebrations
Celebration
first.
Sunday.
Birthday? Do you have a birthday this month? An anniversary? Are you celebrating something? Hey!
We celebrate your life. We celebrate your joy. We
January
celebrate
was
the
a good month,
occasion.
huh?
With you, we rejoice. Okay.
All right. Hey, what a great. This is cool.
We celebrate your life. We celebrate your joy. We celebrate the occasion. With you we rejoice. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now.
All right. Yeah. All right, friends. As we get back into our places, Gary getting tuned up, and we'll sing our peace song. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Uh-oh. I knew you were going to do this. Yes, today is the day. Oh,
Okay, now, as you enjoy, you come back, and we have a birthday cake for Rick, so everybody come back and we'll get your pictures taken with him. And we have papers and pens for you to write a little note of how special he is. We appreciate him for the last, how many years here?
4 years. My goodness.
And his 53rd year on earth, and his 4th year with us. So, these little papers to tell him how
I wasn't going to tell anybody how old I was, but the people of modern maturity are still sending the magazine. With that, now, will you join me in singing our peace song? Out that prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. God bless you. I love you each and every one. Excuse me, man.